Hello. So today I'll be teaching you guys how to build an AI app that acts as a tutor to converse with you in the language that you're learning. So kind of like a language tutor, but focused on conversing with you so you can kind of practice whatever language you're learning. I built this because I'm also learning foreign languages and no one I know, whether friends or family, kind of converses or is learning that language, so I have no one to practice with, so that's kind of the whole reason I built this in the first place. So you can actually see it here in my workspace, but I'll be starting from scratch again to teach you how I built it. Before I do get into the tutorial, if you want to download a Notion and PDF version of this tutorial instead, I did link that down below in the description box. Or if you don't want that, you can just continue watching this tutorial. But before I start the tutorial, I will be doing a quick intro on the platform I'm using. So if you are already familiar with the platform that I'm using, then you can just skip the first part. So I'm actually using Airops. It's an AI app builder. Well, you don't really need to use AI, but I mostly do in my apps. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Again, the logic is really easy to understand, and it's very beginner friendly, especially for someone like me who's not from a tech background. I'll be doing a quick intro on the platform I use real quick. I'll just be inserting a clip from a previous video that I did, and then I'll get straight into the tutorial. So basically, this is what Airops looks like once you make an account. This is your workspace. It's pretty straightforward, really. You create a new app through this button. Right now I'm still using the free plan because I don't really need the paid plan yet, because I don't really have a lot of runs for my apps, or I don't have a lot of users for my apps yet, and I don't really use a lot of data. So it basically allows you to build apps that are powered by AI, or it doesn't need to be powered by AI, but just really automate stuff that you need to automate. I just took this video from I think this is like a kind of an introduction video that you see when you first log in or when you first make an account. So yeah, it's really easy to use. By the way, this isn't sponsored in any way. I just really love the platform because it's so beginner friendly, especially for someone like me who has no tech background, and it just felt really easy to use. Of course, if you're trying to build more complex apps, it will get more challenging to use, but whenever I had questions or concerns, it was just really easy to reach out to their support team through the chatbot in the dashboard, in the workspace, yeah, in the lower right corner. So yeah, and then they were really helpful whenever I had questions about how to build some things or how I want to get a certain output, and what steps I need to include, stuff like that. So yeah, if you're a beginner and you're not from a tech background, I would highly recommend using Airops because it's really easy to understand the logic. And if you do know a bit of code, you can include it, but I don't, so I don't use it. I just use what features they have. So yeah. So let's get right into the tutorial. So first, what we want to do is we go to templates, and instead of a blank workflow, we will do a blank agent, because we're not really automating a workflow for this one. It's more like we want to talk to an LLM. So for the variables, I will add a field because I'm learning more than one foreign language, namely Chinese and Japanese. So I'm gonna make this custom to myself, but you can really customize this however you want. So I'll do single select, and then input label will be language to learn. Now, Chinese simplified, and then Japanese. Required, yes, save field. Now for the agent, when we configure this, We're gonna delete all of this. So you are an expert translator and language tutor. You will tutor the user in the language to learn, which is our input here in the variable section. Feel free to ask questions to the user about their fluency level in the language, and make sure to ask questions when you deem necessary. Converse with the user like a friend, and help the user get better at conversing in language to learn, period. Hello. Before we begin, how fluent are you in Yep. Is that not redundant? Hopefully not. Yeah, I don't think these are necessary for now. So yeah, let's save language tutor. I think I'm just gonna change the emoji to this one. Save. And then let's publish. Instead of testing it here, let's just run it outside. Here you are. So first, language to learn, Mandarin Chinese. I am currently studying Mandarin for the HSK exam 3. I can recognize most characters, but I'm better at my listening skills. Not really good at reading or writing yet. I don't know that much about vocabulary. Okay, this isn't working, so let's try the other one that I built a little while ago. So basically, I'll just show my previous conversation with the previous one that I made. It's pretty much really similar. It's exactly the same workflow. Actually, it's only the name, this one that differs. So yeah, for some reason it's not working. Oh my gosh, did I exceed the number of uses I can do? But anyways, basically, this is what the conversation looked like. I told the robot about my fluency in Mandarin, and then yeah, it was actually really cool and it actually helped a lot because I didn't feel overwhelmed because it didn't suddenly just chat with me and like full-on Chinese characters, but instead it still speaks to me in English but gives me Chinese passages to read, which I can practice. So yeah, I found it really helpful. This is the sample conversation I had in the first one that I built. So yeah, so that's pretty much how you build the language tutor. You can really customize this however you want. If you don't want to have to like do the input languages, you can just like inside your workflow customize it to speak in a certain language if that's what you want. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So again, if you do want to download a file reference that you can go back to at any time without having to watch this video again and again, you can always just download the Notion and PDF file that I link below. Yeah, and thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a fun time building.